Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video we are going to be doing another example of a custom designed iterator. So let's get started. So in this example we're going to have a dictionary of cities where we're going to have a bunch of cities with their populations. So Boston has 1 million people. Oops, forgot the comma. New York will have 10 million people. Los Angeles will have 8 million people. And Chicago will have 3 million people. And so what we're going to do is right now, we're going to try to get it so that these cities will print in alphabetical order according to the city. Right now, if we just print them, they will just print in some like relatively silly looking order. For example, let's take a look. For city, comma, pop in cities dot items, print city, comma, pop. Okay, so there I just printed it in the order we typed it in, but in general, it could just do whatever we want. And let's make a new custom designed iterator, which is going to let things print into alphabetical order according to the city. Kind of a good optional homework problem is to then rewrite all this code to print according to order of population. It only would require some minor modifications. All right, to do this, we're going to create a new class called sortedDict. SortedDict is going to inherit from the dictionary class. This is going to be a subclass of dict, which iterates in order of the keyword. Now, the fact that we're inheriting is great, because this means that we don't need to rewrite any of the functionality of a dictionary. The only thing we need to do is to write the iter magic method, because this is the only thing that's going to be different than a standard dictionary iter, and then a standard dictionary. So we do def underscore underscore iter underscore underscore. And now we need to think what sort of object this iter is going to act on. The iter object is just going to act on self. And we're going to return a sorted dict iterator acting on self. So this is something we saw in the last video, which is that the iter function itself is actually usually only one line. All it does is it returns an iterator. And we do all of the hard work by writing the sortedDict iterator in its own class. So now we got to go do that. So we got class sortedDict iterator colon. This is an iterator class for sortedDicts. Goes in order of keyword. Alrighty. So the first thing we need is an initializer method, which is going to get us set up and tell us where to start. And this initializer method is actually going to be a little bit on the tricky side. So we go def underscore underscore init underscore underscore. Now we need to decide what we're going to act on. You always act on yourself. And with an iterator, we're going to have to act on the iterator itself and the object we are iterating over, which is going to be a sortedDict. So let's call our sortedDict SD. And we're going to say self.sd is equal to sd. And now we need to set up our initial starting condition. And here, this is going to be a little bit of trickery. So we're going to want the keywords of the sortedDict to be the same as the keywords of the original dict, but we're going to want to put them in order. So what we're going to do is we're going to first put them into a list and then use the sort method of the list class. So we do self.keys is equal to list of sd.keys. And then we do self.keys.sort. And now the keys are in order. And we're going to want to start at the beginning of the sorted keys. So we're going to set self.index is equal to 0. Alrighty. So that's how we start. Now we need rules for where to go next and when to stop. And as before, we're going to write the rule for when to stop. It will be the first part of the next method, and the rule for where to go next will then follow. So we go def underscore underscore next underscore underscore self colon. And now we're going to write the stopping rule. If self.index, well, this is if we've reached the end of the list and we don't want to print another item. So say there was 5 items in the list. We'd want to print items 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. But if we reached 5, we'd want to stop. So if self.index is equal to length of self.keys, then we raise stop iteration. And now here's what we're going to do the rest of the time. We're going to say key is the current key. So it's going to be self.keys, self.index. So it's the current index position of the list of keys. We are going to then move the index 1 position forward, self.index plus equals 1. And now here we have to make a little bit of a design choice while we're doing our return. We have to decide what we're actually going to want the iterator to return. And I personally am going to want it to return both the city and the population. So to get the city, we type in return key. And then to get the population, we do self.sd key. Alrighty. And it says invalid syntax. And that's because I made the oldest programming mistake in the book. I used a single equal for checking if 2 things are equal, and that is not allowed. Alrighty. So now let's turn cities into a sorted dict. And say for city and cities, print city. And it says attribute error. It says I am missing an S right there. And now it works. Once again, Python works a lot better if you know to spell. All right. So let's take a look at this in a little bit more depth and add in some comments. So here, this is one where the initializer method maybe needs some internal comments because it's a little bit more complicated. Turn keys into a list and sort them. That's for these 2 lines. Start at position 0. Okay. Stop if we've reached the end of the list. And okay, let's maybe comment also on the return. So return both the keyword and the value. All right, that's it. This was our example on how to do sorted dicts. I should mention that there actually are already pre-written sorted dict classes out there, and much of them, and they're generally better than this. This was purely as an educational exercise. But with that said, I will see you guys again next time.